Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Today we are back into the CAF Champions League in our second group stage game against Stade Malien from Mali, a team who did pick up points against Cape Town City in yesterday's episode. And if you missed that one, I will leave a link in the top right corner. But luckily we were able to pick up a nice 3-0 win against Tetouan, and we have played one game off the back of that. But yeah, we're taking on the team that drew with Cape Town City today. So if you are looking forward to this, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the episode, and if you're new around here and enjoy what you see, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well, so you can keep up to date with this Hexagon challenge, as hopefully we can pick up our fourth piece of the puzzle here at SuperSport United. But just the one game to catch you guys up on highlights wise. Since yesterday's episode, we took on Cape Town Spurs in the Premier Division, and we were only able to pick up a 1-1 draw, so our first drop points in the league this season, albeit away from home with the rotation team. We did get the opening goal in this game too, so that makes the result a little bit more frustrating, but we got things underway nicely in the 18th minute. It was Gordinho being played through nicely by Zacharias Mamade, put us 1-0 up, but then shortly off the back of that, it was Cape Town Spurs who did get the equaliser. A ball put into the box, Aventure, his first effort blocked, but the second one fell to him. He was able to bury it top right corner. So a bit of an unfortunate goal to concede, but in the end, a 1-1 draw. You look at the stats, we really should have got at least another goal. Our XG very high, but we could only get one goal from it. So that's a bit disappointing. But look, in the end, it doesn't hamper us too much in terms of the league. But fair play to Cape Town Spurs. They hung in there enough to get points off us for the first time this season. A South African team in the league has taken points off us. So, of course, we're trying to forget the game that we played against Bloemfontein Celtic a few episodes ago, but we did lose that one. But that's only our first time in the league that we've dropped points this season. Luckily, though, we are still 5 points clear on top of the table and with a game in hand over most teams. So it hasn't impacted us too negatively, that result. We're still in a really good position in the league, so that is nice to see. The unfortunate news coming out of that game, albeit it won't impact much on today's episode because he wasn't registered for the competition anyway at this stage, but Zacharias Mamade did sprain his knee ligaments in that game, and he is out for 3 to 6 weeks. That means we are even lighter on left wingers than we were. Of course, we had welcomed Boyson, and if he got injured in the Champions League squad, he was our only left winger. Well, his backup, who plays in the league, is now injured in Mamade. You can see Fleurs is also out as well, the centre-back, so he hasn't been featuring in the last few games either for that rotation team. But yeah, we've got a few injuries just starting to pop up now. It does mean that we've had to bring in the likes of Mish Kalaki into that second team. He's probably going to be the starter going forward in the league games while these Champions League games take place. But starting to test the depth in that position, but luckily Welcome Boyson is still available and he will be lining up for us in this game. But first team-wise, we are at full strength Champions League-wise, of course, considering all the registration stuff that we've explained in the last few episodes, not being able to register players until the end of the January transfer window, I believe. I certainly hope so anyway, because then we could strengthen our squad for the Champions League. But this is the team that we're going with for today's episode. It is the same one as yesterday's, and hopefully we can pick up a similar result. If we go and have a look at Stade Malien, obviously their league is not loaded, but they have won a Confederation Cup, so they are a decent team, albeit that was back in 2009-20 titles in the Malian top division. So these guys are a decent team, probably the third strongest in the group, and I would go along with that based on the fact that they did take those points off Cape Town City in the first match week. But yeah, hopefully we can carry on where we left off at the end of yesterday's episode and pick up another 3 points, because if you look at the group, that would put us in a really nice position depending on what happens between Tetouan and Cape Town City. But hopefully we can get the points. We'll run you guys through all the groups quickly as well before we crack into this game. Bloemfontein Celtic picked up a win, and we don't really know a heck of a lot about the teams in these other groups to date. But at the moment, it's going fairly as you would expect. Bloemfontein Celtic on top of their group, and Cape Town City currently in second, but hopefully we can keep a bit of a gap over them by picking up a win against a team they couldn't beat in Stade Malien today. We will be back shortly. We'll bring you guys coverage of this game over in Mali. So we are away, but we are still playing in our home uniform, and Stade Malien are in the all-white. We will be kicking off playing right to left. And as I said, look, these guys, we do have to give them some respect. The fact that they have taken points off Cape Town City, but hopefully we can get a similar result to what we got yesterday as we get down the right end of the pitch early, put a ball into the box, but it is cleared away from Malien, but we get possession back through Mofa King. A nice quick start would be ideal here, and it was Malangu trying to put one into the box there, but nothing happening early doors, and it is 0-0 after 5 minutes. 9 minutes gone, and we do have a throw in the right area of the pitch. The ball goes to Walters, now Mokoena over to Mofa King outside the box. Has a crack. Oh, what a finish from Teriso Mofa King, the left back who usually scores goals from the penalty spot. I think that's one of his first goals from open play so far this season. He has had a fair few penalties, especially in the league, but that is a wonderful strike. Mokoena picks him out. It's a tough angle, and he's just picked out the very top corner at the near post. The goalkeeper can't get there. It's a wonderful strike, and we go 1-0 up after 10 minutes. 13 minutes gone here. It's a free kick to Stade Malien, so they look to strike back immediately. The ball headed back to the free kick taker in Hamidou, and they play it back inside their own half, and they now look to build again to Stade Malien, as I said earlier, a team that, based on their result in the first match week, we are going to have to respect, because Cape Town City, while we've beaten them in all the games we've played them so far this season, they are not a bad team at all. But at the moment, Stade Malien haven't really shown a great deal, but they are knocking the ball about nicely up until they gave it to Kenny Mahua. There he plays in Malangu, and he puts it away. That's a really quick fire double for us. A great start in this game. We haven't had many chances, but the ones we have been shown, we have taken, and we go 2-0 up inside core of now. We just put a little bit of pressure on Diarra in goal there. It might have in fact been Malangu. It was, because Mahua picks him out. He just is able to take that under control reasonably quickly, put that into the top left corner, and we go 2-0 up at the core of our mark as we are shown the restart. But at the moment, Stade Malien not showing the same grit and determination that they showed against Cape Town City, you'd have to say. Not that we saw that game, but it was a game that was toing and throwing quite regularly with a 2-2 scoreline. So at the moment, this is boding well for our place, hopefully topping the group as we get on the attack again. Mahua with a strike, hits the side netting, but we are up 2-0 just after the core of an hour mark. Coming up to the 26-minute mark, and we have a throw-in a good area again, much like we had when we scored that first goal, albeit Stade Malien do get possession back, and it's now Kamara who was about to make his way forward, but Mahua gets possession back for us, and we look to build another attack. But this game has started off very nicely for us against a team who could have been a bit of a banana skin based on what they did against Cape Town City in the first match week, but we are putting them in their place today. Malangu with a good strike from the edge of the box there, forces a really good save out of the Malian goalkeeper. Back on the attack again with Mofa King, who got the other goal, putting a ball in the mix of it. Malangu that time was offside, good chance, but still 2-0. So we approach the half-hour mark, and we now have a throw-in, which Stade Malien again are able to get possession back from. Well, that's a good tackle from Mokoena, so we're back on the attack. Mahua has been so good for us this season. Bucket load of assists. Now Mateza on the right-hand side, another player who's done well, especially since he came back into the first team. Boyson with a header, good effort going for that top left corner, but Diarra is able to make another good save, and it does remain 2-0 as we have yet another throw in. So Mateza down the right-hand side puts a ball in. It is headed clear from Maliemba out to Mofa King, so we can get something going from the other flank. Boyson back to Kubecker and forces another good save out of Diarra. So the Stade Malien goalkeeper having a really good spell of saves here, and then Dubé with a header straight at him. So it could be more than 2-0, but for now, that is what it is as we get to half an hour. And you can see Tetuan 1-0 up over Cape Town City. So maybe Cape Town City are just struggling continentally at the moment, because we look to be going a bit better in this competition than they are. Mahua tries to put a ball across for Boyson, it looked like, but it is blocked, yet it will be a corner, so we might have another chance to go 3-0 up here. Dubé with a header, and that time it goes in the back of the net. You could see a couple of highlights in a row there, and it felt like the pressure was certainly building, and Dubé gets the third goal. It felt like it was coming, as I said. We had a couple of really good chances that Diarra saved in goal for Stade Malien, but this time we put it in the back of the net, and it's going very well. 3-0 up just after half an hour. 36 minutes gone here, and we do have a free kick, which we take short. Now Boyson will find Mahua into Malangu, back to Mahua. Overlap from Mateza, good effort, but again, forces a save out of Diarra, so he has kept the scoreline somewhat respectable. We are certainly creating enough chances to be winning this game by more. Mahua with a header wide, but we're looking really good in this first half so far. 3-0 as we get closer to halftime. And that is halftime. As I said, a really good half from us. Stade Malien yet to have a shot, so it's quite similar to our first Champions League group stage game, going sort of how I thought it was. We weren't really planning to come back for the game in yesterday's episode, but we've sort of got into the Champions League after that Bloemfontein Celtic rematch to get pushed back. But this has been a really good performance, especially considering that these guys, as we've said a few times now, did take points off the other South African team in this group. But we've looked really good so far with goals to Mofokeng, Malangu, and then Dube from a corner, and we are 3-0 up, dominating this game, and with Cape Town City still down to Tetuan 1-0 at halftime in the other group game on this match day. Things are looking quite good for us to get in a good position to top the group, albeit only after 2 games, as we crack into the second half without making any changes. Okay, 59 minutes gone here. Not a lot happening in the second half to date, albeit we don't mind that being 3-0 up, but we have got a few players on yellow hearts, and with one of them being Welcome Boyson, we're best to take him off, I feel, because we do not want another player of ours getting injured, especially our only real left winger in this Champions League squad. So we'll take him off, as well as Kubeka, 2 players who have been very good in this tournament for us today and the season for us today. We were going to bring Luke Leroux on for Kubeka. He could use a bit of match fitness. You can see that thumbs down, so we're going to bring him on. In terms of the left wing, not a lot of options. As I said, we don't really have a left winger, but we'll try Nunez out there and see what he can do, and hopefully we can hold on to this result with a half hour to go. 68th minute, and we have a throw-in in the right area of the pitch yet again. That's the way a few of our highlights have started so far in this game, as Dube over to his centre-back partner in Mahua, out to Mofokeng, having to retreat a little bit, but we start to get going forward again through Mofokeng. Nunez on the left wing, as I said, unfamiliar position for him, but we don't have a lot of options, and as I said, we really do want to keep Welcome Boyson fit, because if he gets injured, then we are in a bit of trouble. But we're inside the box. Mahua has a crack. The shot is blocked, but we will have a corner, and we have scored through one of these already today, so this is a good opportunity for us. Mahua looking for another assist, puts it in. He did back out to Mahua, and Tetuan back up 2-1. Oh, Walters trying to get one on the volley there. That would have been a wonderful goal, but it was blocked, and it is 2-1 in the other game. So Tetuan, Cape Town City actually equalised just before half-time. So Tetuan now back in front, so that certainly helps us as well. You can see our gap at the top of the group does look quite nice, but we are going to make a change here. We have Kenny Mahua on a yellow harden. As I said, he's been really good for us so far. Just spotted that Percy Gordinho, who has done quite well up front for us at times so far this season, can play on that right wing. So we're going to bring him on instead of Butsaka. We'll try a bit more of an attacking front three and see if we can get maybe another goal just to absolutely seal this, help out our goal differential as we're 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go in the second game of the Champions League group stage here in Africa. 73rd minute, and Stade Malien do have a throw-in shortly off the back of us making that substitution with Gordinho coming on for Kenny Mahua. They are knocking the ball about nicely in the right area of the pitch for them here are Malien and Decore, and a good amount of space down the right. Back over for Kalute, Decore, just inside the byline. We hit it away. Kaita's going to tidy this up for Malien, and they look to build another attack here. Do the Malians now. It is Kanete on the left wing. We try and get a foot in there through Mateza, but they do keep possession. This could be their first chance of the game because they haven't really had one up until now. Kaita with a back pass, and it's a really bad one. So now we have a counter-attacking chance. Walters making his way forward. He sizes up. Oh, he plays Malangu in, and it's in the back of the net. It's a really good counter-attacking goal from us. We just waited for Stade Malien to make a mistake. It eventually came. They were looking quite threatening there, but a bad pass from Kaita. Walters was able to pick it up, as you see here. Good interception from him, able to anticipate that. He can see Malangu just making this run here. Gets in. Good finish just past the goalkeeper. Might have got a hand to that, in fact. Going to the right side of goal, and we are 4-0 up with 4 of an hour to play. Looking very good for us here. 84 minutes gone. It is Mokawin off a free kick. Tries to curve that into the top right corner, but it's fairly straight at Diarra. But you will notice Tetuan's still winning in these results, but Bloemfontein Celtic are also being held to a draw, so that really could be interesting. If they can't pick up points in their game, we might be looking quite good. Although, as we say that, Cape Town City have equalised. Good chance there for Mahua, the centre-back for us, but looked like it hit the post or was saved by the keeper. But either way, looking pretty good for us at the moment. All fronts in this Champions League match day number 2, as we do have a goal kick to finish off this game. I say we, It is in fact Stade Malien. They pump one forward, but that is full time. A really good performance from the boys, especially in that first half. That was a very complete performance. Moffat King, Malangu, and Dubé getting those first half goals to put us in a strong position. And then in the second half, Malangu being slotted through after Malien did a poor pass through Kaita. We were able to pick that up, and Walters did slot through Malangu for his double. Again, a game where the opposition got no shots off. We got plenty off, 18 on target. So we matched our XG this time, which is nice to see, especially after the midweek game we had. So it is looking good for us, and we'll just keep an eye on these other results shortly because they could also give us a helping hand as we continue on in this CAF Champions League. So we get another 100k in the bank euro-wise, which in South Africa is a decent amount of money. Kenya Mahua, 2 assists yet again. The guy has definitely got the most assists in a season now for our club. And as you can see, the South African boss keeping an eye on our players. I'll just go, hold on. Genga Mate, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He was keeping an eye on our entire starting 11. So he could be missing a few players when the next international break comes up by the looks of that, with the South African boss quite keen on our team. But the way we're going, I can't blame him because we are looking very good here in South Africa. That loss to Bloemfontein Celtic in the MTN 8 final aside. But we will go and have a quick look at the other Champions League groups before we get into previewing what's going to be coming up in tomorrow's episode. So you can see Cape Town City did come back for a late draw there against Tetuan, which isn't that bad for us because we are now 4 points clear of Cape Town City, who are in second, but there's not much separating those other 3 teams. We're in a really good position to be finishing top of this group already. We can afford to slip up once as long as it's not twice against Cape Town City. If we lose games to them, they're going to jump back at us and it's going to make things interesting. But I'll go as far as say if we can win 2 more games, I don't think anyone's going to be catching us. And in fact, I think that would be mathematically impossible anyway. So yeah, we're in a really good position to be finishing top of this group. And Cape Town City are in a bit of a dogfight to get out of this group, especially if in the 2 games we play against them in the Champions League group stage, we can beat them both times. That will give one of Tetuan or Malien a great chance to get out of this group. And that would make life a bit easier for the South African teams in the next stage if it goes the way that it did when we were at Hamilton Wanderers and Oceania. The teams from the other countries just aren't of the same quality as those in the country that's loaded into the game. It might be different here in Africa because the quality of the teams from nations outside South Africa and Africa are a lot stronger than what I would say the teams from outside New Zealand are in Oceania. It's a little bit apples and oranges in that way, but if it works the same way in game, then it would certainly help us out if Cape Town City don't get through to the next stage. Maybe we'll just be worrying about Bloemfontein Celtic. But if we have a look at all groups, you will see that Bloemfontein Celtic were held to a draw in that second match week. So they're hardly in a great position either. Obviously, I mean, they're tied top of the group, so it's not terrible. They're not as bad as Cape Town City are. But they're only 1 point ahead of the 3rd place team in Pyramids there. So we'll see what happens in the next match week. I think the next game might be against Katsina United. So they might have a chance to pull the goals on there and really get back to where they think they belong. But being the defending champions, any setbacks that they get could help us out quite nicely. But at the moment, it's fair to say we are looking like one of the better teams in this Champions League group stage, which is nice to see, and already in a strong position to be getting out of this group top of it, which would certainly help when we get into the knockout rounds. But that will do for today's episode. In terms of when we will be back, I think we're going to have to do 2 games against Cape Town City before we get into the mid-season break. We've got the Telkom knockout final tomorrow. This time, hopefully, we can get our first bit of silverware at the club after, as we said, Bloemfontein Celtic denied us in the MTN 8 final a couple of episodes ago, and then we will come back for the Champions League group stage game against them anyway. And we'll also keep an eye on what's happening with Bloemfontein Celtic as well, because this Champions League is getting quite interesting for the other South African teams. And if they get themselves in a spot of bother, we could be in with a great chance of doing another one and done here and picking up our 4th Champions League and getting a little bit closer to finishing this Hexagon challenge and hopefully doing it here with SuperSport United. And would also preview the transfer window in that Champions League game against Cape Town City as well. But you have a bit of Cape Town City to look forward to in the next couple of episodes, and hopefully we can keep up a good little run of form that we have against them since we've joined this club. But if you did enjoy today's episode, a good win against Stade Malien to go top of our Champions League group quite comfortably, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on today's video. And if you enjoy what you saw and want to keep up to date with this Hexagon challenge, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. But until tomorrow, where we take on Cape Town City in the Telkom knockout final, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I will see you then. Cheers.